Hey guys, what is up? I hope you are into something amazing today. It's Saturday and we are already in the month of March. There's only 17 more days to go until the calendar says it's spring. Of course, that all happens according to God's plan and His amazing cycle of nature. If you're just tuning in, you are listening to the View from My Window podcast, where life is explored through the window of positive thoughts. I'm Laura, the host, and this is the View from My Window. As promised, today's episode, number 13, is entitled, How Thick is Your Skin? If you can, just imagine for a moment your very innermost personal thoughts and feelings measured and tracked on a data graph for all to see. This reminds me of the old saying that goes, stop wearing your feelings on your sleeve. I never really took to heart what this statement really meant until I had it said to me once, years ago. It offended me terribly. I had never had anyone say this to me before, and to top it off, it was in the middle of a heated argument. It took me a while to recoup, but I stepped back and I took it all in. Was I the type to wear my feelings on my sleeve? Yes, at that moment, I think I was. I do believe it's good for a person to be open and express their emotions freely, but it can also make a person vulnerable and distort their behavior when emotional. Let's be honest with ourselves. We are emotional creatures, whether it's through expressing them out loud or hiding them deep within. Either way, we reveal ourselves through our actions. Did you know that technology has developed a wearable device that can track your emotions? The device can track your emotions through sensors using your pulse and your blood pressure and the sweat glands. It can generate a bar graph, which allows you to see your highs and your lows during a dramatic experience or your mood swings. In fact, there's a man named Kobe who tested it. While wearing this device, the Fitbit captured a dramatic moment when he received a surprise phone call. Unknowingly to him, when he answered, the voice on the other side had ended their relationship. The device had captured the dramatic moment when his heart was broken. Kobe shared his heartbreak on Twitter, which blew up the social media. The Fitbit captured it all. The red arrow indicated the moment when he heard the heart-wrenching news. His heart rate shot up from 72 to 88 beats per minute, and it remained high during the rest of the day. Yellow peak marks appeared throughout the night, indicating his lack of sleep. Now, that's what I call wearing your feelings on your sleeve, literally. I respect him for sharing his results to give us an insight of how we need to keep our emotions in check. But back to my story. I remember how I felt before, during, and after I was totally bold to stop wearing my feelings on my sleeve. Before, I felt like I was in control. Expressing my feelings seemed like the right thing to do. During the moment, the harsh words I heard shot right through me and left me very angry. But afterward, I realized I was too emotional. But now, many years later, I have those feelings that were once on my sleeve, now balanced and with a much better composure. So, how did I overcome this issue? I had come to realize that I'm worth more than what I assumed I was hearing or feeling. I assumed this person was purposely trying to hurt me, and maybe I assumed right. But then again, maybe I was wrong. I realized that just because someone's opinion may differ from mine doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't mean they are out to get me. My opinion is just as valuable as anyone else's. But my opinion is not me. It's not who I am. So why should I allow someone to offend me? Why should I take it so personal that I become emotional? I could be the one who is wrong. And even if I'm not, why do I need to be defensive and be determined to be right? There are many different perspectives to any given situation. I've learned to love others more than wanting to be right. So that's what's helped me not to be so emotionally attached to my own thoughts and feelings. Seeking the truth is more important to me than seeking to be right. I've also learned to accept that people are not perfect, and not to have such a high expectation from others, including myself. This helps me to forgive more and fight less. I'm learning to practice patience and be silent more. Everything doesn't always need a response. The older I become, the more I ask myself, what lasting impression do I want to leave? I have the potential to make or break every person and relationship I come to know. And above all, I've come to know God has a greater purpose for me, and I won't settle for less. Proverbs 19:11 says this: "Good sense makes a man restrain his anger, and it is his glory to overlook a transgression or offense." So to me, that says it's to my benefit to use my self-control and not be offended by others so easily, to point out the anger and become angered. Forgiveness is graceful. Revenge is disrespectful. So in love, I choose to forgive, reserve judgment, and learn humility. With that being said, do you think we as a society need a thicker skin? And what advice could you give to help those who seem to wear their feelings on their sleeve? Please share your positive perspective. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you come back next week for another view from my window.